of the university's main council of chancellors. So look at it either way, either within the law.
When you say it's not suspended the Constitution, how come you work in part with the Constitution? You work with half of the Constitution and abandon. Does the Constitution state that the military can act or promulgate decrees?
I mean, you see why? They
were
too coward to say that, look, now it is a military coup and we are taking over as an army and we suspend the constitution. We are going to rule by decree until so and so. So they were not able to do this.
That is what they're doing.
But they never claim that. They never claim that because by doing that, they cannot defend or pretend to be defending the revolution. So they're not going to come out and say, look, the revolution is over. You go home. Yeah. We are going to rule by decree. So to claim that they are the guardians of the Constitution and what they are doing is actually corrective measures because this is what they claim to be. But we know in reality it's a coup, but it's hidden behind this pretext, if you like.
I don't know why they want to hide behind, because everybody knows that it's the military junta that is ruling Sudan at the moment.
Yeah.
So, but is there any part of the Constitution that authorizes what?
No. They cannot come out and say openly that it's a coup because they were hoping that the AU would buy into it, not consider it coup. They were hoping that the West, because the money, the International Monetary Fund, the US, and the whole world will say this is a military coup, it's suspending this and that. So they were not able to come out openly and say that, but they are doing this, but under hidden. I think we just got our correspondent back. Hello, Mariam.
Hiya.
You are live now because we're waiting for you. I think.
Yes.
I'm on the radio live now.
Yeah, we have been trying to get through to you. As long as you are safe, we're okay.
Say Ramadan Kareem first.
So have you started your fasting yet?
Oh, yeah, kind of.
It's either yes or no.
Kind of.
Okay. And we were just talking about the incident that happened recently in
29th.
On the 29th, where 60 heads of universities, public universities, were replaced. What is he up to?
He doesn't know what is he doing. To be honest, he's just messing about and just messing around because taking a decision that even he is not authorized to do that. That's the problem with it.
That's what we were just talking about before you came on. Whether the Constitution guarantees that right of action.
He hasn't got that right. He has given it to himself because once he can, ask the head of the universities to resign, ask the head of the primary schools managers to resign, he just, wherever he wakes up,
so it is a decision for the sake of decision.
Yeah, he just dream of the decision and then wake up and do it.
Okay,
so strange.
Yeah, we were just talking that is it a military coup in Sudan, or what is it? Because it's ruling by decree.
Yeah. Go on.
I say it's ruling by decree. He removed the 30 heads of public universities by decree.
I don't see where's the decree there. You see, he's just acting out of, I would say, foolishness. I have to say it openly. You know, he's just, once he knows he's not in the position, he has nothing to do with universities. Nothing to do with universities. Nothing to do with his
No, he might think that the radicals come from the universities, and maybe the universities are not controlling them enough.
But by doing this, he will effectively be sending them to streets.
Definitely.
That's what he does. Yeah, you know what happened in the Sudan Arabi? You know, we got a market, the local market. What happened? The people who's, simple people who just selling, street sellers.
Yeah.
Right? They 2 days ago went to the market, and instead of having kind of solution to help these people, moving them to a place, get them organized, put some law and order, or just help them with some compensation or something. What they did the opposite completely. They went in by force, started beating the people, started taking their things away, started burning their stuff. And what the people did, the people get angry, and then they start reacting, and then they tend to be a riot. It's just a chaos. All the decision that they make is not a wise decision. I don't understand who's this guys, who's his advisors. I don't know. Because once you get advisors around you, you should, be restrained, you should be advised and well informed. But all the decision he take is just makes things worse.
Do you see an administration in panic?
Definitely, yes. Yes.
I think if I may interject here, because he obviously had advice of some kind, because otherwise he wouldn't have known the names of a list of 30 head of its universities. So he had some sort of advice. But why? Why he decided to get into this area?
That is my question. I'm questioning this people who
I think it's either
just one at a time.
Yeah. I think it's either could be some sort of deflective. It's just to be able to deviate some of, because remember on the 6th of April it's coming on the way, and people were expecting mass demonstration, mass civil disobedience. So this could be some sort of tactics, to deviate away.
What has that got to do with public universities?
Something to make the public busy discussing this. Attack the street vendors, destroy their kiosks from the street, take their property, do them, beat them up. People will start talking about this rather than preparing for the total.
It's so strange. We never had this happening in the history of Sudan since 1965. We never had a kind of behavior.
So this is even worse than even worse than al-Bashir.
No, even with that al-Bashir, he hasn't done anything good to Sudan anyway. But what al-Burhan is doing is worse.
God.
But in his mind, I could guess he's doing this thinking he could subject the people to welcome or to accept the coup by force. But it will never work. That is the problem. It will never, ever gonna work.
So, what is the compromise? Is there any? What do the protesters want?
I don't see any compromising on the air here happening. Because he got to go anyway. He must go. If he would agree to leave the people alone. And the people would, if you could hand back the government, to civilian people, I think that will be better. So,
but the problem,
his life.
Yeah, the problem.
In his life,
the problem.
He wants a peace for himself. If he's seeking any safety, he should submit and just go back.
No, you see, the problem, what I'm saying is, the problem might not be Abdel Fattah himself going. Is to destroy the instrumentality that brings in this type of people. And how do you do it? That might be very difficult, because if you remove Abdel Fattah, someone else, maybe worse than him, might replace him. So if you dismantle the structure that brings in this type of people.
A lot of thinking has gone into this, CY. And that's why people decided it has to be civilian rule. The army has to be unified, gone back to its basics, and all. So all to do with the army and its readiness to interfere in public life. So if the army is to be restructured in a way that this could help. Yes. It could dismantle the instrumentality that you're talking about.
So who will reform the army?
Has to be the civilians. Have to be under the civilians' rule, and they have to look at it. Because there must be some professional army officers there. They don't want this. They don't want because it's all happening because of a junta, not the whole army. Not the whole officers. So,
okay, Miriam, did you hear what he said?
Sort of.
Yeah, I mean, would you?
If we could wrap it up.
I'm just saying, would you accept that the army should go, and not go entirely, but to reform the army, and the civilians will do that? Would that be a willing compromise that the army is prepared to take?
The army has to accept it, because once they are not listening to the people and they are, working so hard to rule by force, it will never work, and that may lead to a civil war. We can see it happening. We can see it, because now for the whole world to tell you it is wrong to kill your own people, for the army in all the world history, I never heard an army of a country killing their own civilians.
Unfortunately, it happens in Africa frequently. Anyway,
not in such a way. Not in our case. Now the killing is every day. The killing every day. Smuggling people things, taking people mobiles, stealing people money, taking women from the women from the buses and minibuses and take them and rape them. That's something very evil.
But
we never had this kind of behavior.
Do you have some of the protesters going to Addis Ababa to protest against the African Union? Because you've got to make it like continental wide protest, if you know what I mean.
Right. Now the plan for the 6th of April, people have a set up plan. Okay. The demos will be going in various places. Once they set up the timetable. The delegation will go to the Egyptian embassy. Okay. Will go to Emirates embassy. Will go to the UNITMIS office. Will go to. They will block the airport. They got a lot of big, massive plan. So the plan is to just barricade the whole city and disrupt everything till and there's the other group the people, the old one, the one who can't go out, will just will stay home. So it will be a total a strike. So up to the point the government will fail. So that's the plan for the 6th, and everybody is getting ready for that.
Yeah,
because
you just have to.
There is no way.
You just have to be very, very careful. Because the 6th, we don't pray for such, but it could turn bloody.
It could be. It could be. We're expecting it to be. We're really expecting it to be. But now the international community are working so hard. The UNITMAS are warning, and they're pushing for these individuals, what we call punishment and whatever they call it. So it's something that the whole world has to watch over Sudan.
So the 6th is what, Thursday, Friday? What day?
I think it will be Wednesday, because today is the Saturday, the first. So we got 4 days to come.
Okay.
That will be the Thursday. Yeah, Thursday will be the day.
Okay, so we just hope we'll be able to talk to you on next week Saturday.
Hopefully.
To give us an assessment.
So I might keep it off the air so I could speak it.
Yeah, I'm just saying because they might what do you call it? They might block the internet.
Yeah, most likely
yes,
they.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, likely. Yes.
But
yes,
we want to give you assurance that we'll be with you. We'll be monitoring the events, and then definitely we'll mention it on air next week.
I will try to get what they call internet provider somehow, because I'm not hoping to get it as a natural way as we're speaking now.
Yeah.
So I will try to see other organizations so I could hook to the network so I could communicate.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. You take care.
Take care.
Okay, take care, Mariam. Thank you very much for this insight. Thank you very much. Okay. So, stay safe. And we'll be speaking to you next week. Okay? Inshallah. Yeah. Okay. Ramadan Kareem for the second time, and everyone out there. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye. Good to hear the kids play.